Let's go with the most controversial one. Many people really, the most controversial one is, I just want to apply for a job. Should I do take home interviews? That's the most controversial one. So I just want your perspective first, and then I can follow up with that.
So should as a designer, should I take home assignments?
Yeah, should we give them take home assignments? Because I know that designers, generally overwhelmed, and if a designer demands, so when they're applying for jobs, they at least have 2 to 3 take home assignments. Like,
right.
How can we make it better for them? How can we hire better designers? Is take home the only way to go through with it?
I remember having discussion at Head Out about this, that when should we use these take home tasks, and we were very specific at what point we use them. There are two scenarios. Your work, your existing portfolio does not have enough details, does not have, and many a times you speak to candidates and they're like, oh, I'm not satisfied with the case studies and, the work I was able to do in these places. And that is part of the reason I'm looking for a change, because those kind of opportunities don't come my way. So there's no practical way to evaluate you on your past work, because it was so limited and it was so irrelevant to what we are looking at. We use it when we have big doubts, right?
Yes.
Because you work in a very complex team, and we are sure about this, part of your skill set, but one core skill set that we are looking at, it's not coming through. We are not sure. Like there are a lot of doubts, and the easiest way in that scenario is to give an assignment. If I was to tell you about, like, all interns do an assignment at Head Out, but out of 2 designers we recently hired, one did do a task and another one did not. So what is your perspective on, what do you think about take-home assignments?
To be honest with that, I am in line with what you have said. You're basically imagining, how would this person do my kind of work? That is what you're imagining. And when you ask such questions, you're like, okay, is this person actually competent enough to do the work that I am doing? He or she might be showing examples of, say, an e-commerce app or a fintech app or something like that. But you're like, okay, I am this kind of application. Can you actually solve my kind of problem? That is what you're trying to glimpse at. And I feel that it might work for junior designers. It might work for, say, mid-level designers. But I'm not sure if this approach works completely for senior designers. In my opinion, senior designers need to be treated separately, maybe fly them down, maybe have a proper experience setup, all of those things, so that we can actually ensure that, okay, because senior designers have much more repercussions, right? You need to know how they fit in, what kind of style they come with, and, how do they, it applies to everybody, but I guess seniors have little more credibility. So we just have to build upon that and move forward from there.
Completely agree.
Yeah. So I feel that the method has to change from, like, say, 4 or 5 years, because you have lived in the industry. Your work actually shows it for itself. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think unless we were like really looking, unless you after 4 or 5 years you were changing your role from, let's say, UX into graphic or graphic to UX, it wouldn't make sense to give you an assignment. And by the time, I'm guessing you people who've been designing 5 or 6 years have a strong enough portfolio and a variety of items in there.
Yeah.
Right, which can make it much easier to have this conversation. And I completely agree. Like I said, 2 examples, like recent designers we have hired, one had an assignment, one did not. And it was again the same scenario, that we did have some questions around skill set of one person who was switching, and the other person who had the exact skill set we were looking for. So in fact, our research led us there. So there, in that case, it would have been fair reverse to get us getting an assignment. Can you use a designer like this, right? So definitely agree. As you go more senior, as you are able to showcase more solid and variety of work in your portfolio, there is far less reason to get take home assignment, and you are in much better position to refuse take home assignments as well.
And I do know that many designers juggle at least 2 to 4 take-home assignments in a week, because if they're looking out actively, they're going to do 2 to 4 assignments. And as hiring managers, how are we going to overwhelm more, or are we going to reduce first? So we need to have kind of an open conversation at that particular point, because this is where most designers drop off from the interview process. Even if you have potential, you might actually drop off somebody at that particular point. And you'll be like, okay, I lost somebody who might be potentially good at this kind of work.
Right. And I think another thing I've noticed, and you're so right, people are taking multiple assignments, and that means even the output they are getting is not their best work, right? Because they
Yes.
literally had 3 hours over the weekend to finish, your assignment, because they were finishing 3 and they had 9 hours on Sunday, and that's all they did.
Yeah.
So,
That is true.
and another thing we have started doing there is letting people assign, we do give a deadline if you're sharing assignment, but we are very open to changing that. So if you come back to us saying, hey, I'm not able to, it's perfectly fine. Right. In fact, that's a good green flag for us instead of a red flag, because you are upfront about communication. But if you reach out on the day the assignment was supposed to be submitted and say, hey, we need, I need 3 more days, then that's a red flag, right? So how you behave with that assignment is also equally important as, what you do with that assignment.
Yeah, it's more like testing. Oh, this is how you would reflect in real life situation if I actually hire you. And you're like, I'm putting a sprint constraint, I'm putting a 2-day sprint or something like that. And you're like, okay, come up with at least a proof of concept. Nobody's asking you to design end-to-end application and workflows and all that. Just come with your ideas. And if you have submitted, don't stop there. Come back. And just say that, see, I thought about this, I thought about an option 2, I'm coming back and submitting an option 2 to you. And then the hiring manager is like, somebody is sitting out there and thinking about my problem statement that I have given. It shows initiative. It shows many other things that, you would actually expect in somebody who is coming to your own team and sitting with you. You're like, is this person actually thinking about the problem even when I am not around? Because that's the biggest thing you want to answer, right? Are they doing the right things? That's what you are asking.
What is a better judge of a designer, a whiteboard exercise or a take-home assignment? I think we took the take-home assignment. Yeah, but whiteboard part, I want to highlight on. I personally love whiteboard assignments more than a take-away assignment. 2 reasons.
Yeah.
We are going to solve problems together, right? So it gives me live feel of collaboration. Second, you finish it here and you go. There's no takeaway home. You don't change the
motivation is here. Yeah.
Right.
The motivation is still this box. You're done, and it just goes away. Yeah.
But it's definitely damn hard to thinking process can be tested. UX designer can be tested like that. Information architecture can be tested like that. But it's famously hard to do that with visual design. So if you're coming into graphic and visual, there is no option for me but to give you a take-home assignment, because it would be very weird for me to go like, take a laptop, sit there for 3 hours and finish this off. It doesn't work. Like, we are not making a line production house here, right? So
I actually would like to highlight one other point for this whiteboard session is people are scared to go out and tell people that I'm looking for a job. So they decline whiteboard as well, unless until, it's on the weekend. So, it, like when you become a manager, you're an indirect recruiter. So you're like, okay, cool. Now I am like continuously recruiting and building their teams. And now you have to be available on the weekends, because that's when they're available to talk about these aspects. And they cannot do it in their office. So whiteboard is a good option, but probably after office hours or in the weekend, something that they can make time for.
Yeah, I think weekend are the most underrated hiring place, because if you're already employed, you will get free time only on weekends and you'll have much more ample time. And definitely do hiring. If you're a design manager, definitely try to schedule these things on,
weekends.
Weekends.